Hey, before this video starts, I just wanted to give a quick reminder to shoot me a follow on Twitch and come to my streams. It's been a blast. So yeah, come to my streams and watch them and get to know me better. I'll see you guys there. Into the video. Hey guys, what's up? Fur Daddy here. I thought I would be coming at you guys with a Gil-making guide for pre-Endwalker. So I've made a few Gil-making guides in the past few months, and hopefully they've gotten you guys quite a bit of money. But if it hasn't, then hopefully this guide will be useful. A lot of the money makers that I've described, like making Exarchate gear and stuff like that, isn't as profitable as it was a few months ago, just because the market has changed. And so I would like this video to mostly focus on really stable prices for stuff that is always going to go for a really high price, as well as stuff that is that you get Gil for without it being dependent on the market at all. So this stuff you can do at any point in time, especially leading up to an expansion. The other reason why I'm making this video is because it's really useful to have at least a few million Gil going into the new expansion. Everything is going to be way more expensive than it is now. If you do end up having to buy gear, it is going to be like an arm and a leg. Leveling crafters, everything like that is going to be more expensive in Endwalker. Now, I'll be making guides to help you alleviate some of that cost, but it is going to still be good to have that money. And finally, they're boosting teleport costs, which doesn't seem like it's a huge deal, but they're uncapped, which means you're going to be spending more Gil on that as well. And if you only have, like, 200k, you might actually find yourself running out of Gil due to teleports. So, yeah. There might be some methods in this video that are like repeats of stuff I've talked about before, but I will talk about it in a new light and provide unique insight about it because the market has changed quite a bit since I started making videos a few months ago, and I'd like you to have that. So yeah, stay tuned, check all these out, and hopefully you can spend these next few weeks making some really good money to prepare for Endwalker. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about today is treasure maps. I know I've talked about treasure maps in previous videos, but with the new Moogle event, it's even more worth it, and you can get even more money per hour doing it. So to touch on that, basically you can get maps for 30 tomes from the new Moogle event. I have gotten a whole bunch. If you check out my previous video about how to farm tomestones, you can get a disgusting amount of maps, and those reward you with yes, high-level crafting materials that go for, 100k, 80k, 90k, but it also just gives you straight-up Gil. So in one night of treasure hunting, every one of my friends made around 700 or 800k, and so if you multiply that across the members of the party, that's quite a bit of Gil. And if you're doing it with your FC or something like that, it adds up quite a bit. So a few days of treasure hunting in this month can prepare you adequately for Endwalker. Now, I didn't talk about this in my last video. There is actually a quest to unlock treasure maps, so I'll show you that here. So I'm showing you on the map right now, but if you talk to Hloon here in Eastern Lenosia, you can start the quest Treasures and Tribulations. It's a very short quest, but on completion of that quest, you should have treasure maps unlocked. And yeah, from there, basically the process is, you dig where the map location indicates. You go there with your friends, a full party, and it opens up a portal. It's a guaranteed portal with these maps. You go in, you play a little mini game sort of thing, and you come out with Gil. It's great money, and it's a lot of fun if you do it with friends as well. I've been doing it on my streams, so you can check that out in the description as well. Yeah, so that is the first tip of guaranteed money before Endwalker. It isn't market dependent, it's just dependent on the Gil that you actually get from it. So yeah. Okay, so this next one is dependent on having your crafters and gatherers leveled up. Just crafters actually, but this is a bit of playing the market board. It's what I like to call being a demand bot. So basically, when prices like the Exarchate gear like this is plummeting, there are secret spikes in gear. So where there's a way higher demand and a way lower supply. So this usually consists of getting crafting gear leveled up. So you saw the Exarchate gear goes for 67k, and those mats are really expensive. But if you're making like level 70 gear instead, for the people who don't have poetics or whatever, you can still sell pretty high demand products for like double that margin. So just basically crafting and selling things here is usually a pretty safe way to make money. And not to mention, when you are actually crafting, you can use the Trained Eye ability if you finish your job quests to automatically high quality all the items in just 2 button presses. So that's a super quick way to be able to make money. I don't suggest making Exarchic gear right now because the market's going to be flooded with those, and those are going to go down in price. However, the leveling gear will be going up until Endwalker because people will be leveling their classes and trying to rush through it. So you can capitalize on that and make money selling those. So another pretty safe way that you can make money is by farming something that is just so rare that even though it's before Endwalker, the price of it isn't going to change that much. So an example of that would be the mounts you get from Eureka, or maybe the Nightmare Whistle from Palace of the Dead. So these mounts are pretty easy to obtain, just time intensive. But if you find yourself sort of in a rut before Endwalker and you don't want to take a break, you can instead go to Eureka and do the Bunny Fates, which I've talked about in my Eureka video. I've actually linked a timestamp about the Bunny Fates to that video there, so you can check that out in the description. And that is another really good way. But basically the thing you do there is wait for the bunnies to spawn, kill the bunnies, follow the bunny to the treasure, and then get the reward. And that's another really good way to make gil. Those go for, depending on the data center you're on, 6 to 9 mil. So even if you get one of those before Endwalker, that'll cover all your costs for the expansion coming up. So finally, I have the last way you can make gil independent from the market board. And that is something that I haven't really covered on my channel because it's sort of been covered to death. But this is pretty much my last chance to tell anybody about it. And that is doing lev quests. So there are a great number of lev quests that you can do past level 70 as a crafter with different professions, where you can basically turn in the items for a profit. So the most popular one is definitely the cookie biscuits. And I'll go through the process of obtaining the materials for that now, as well as crafting it. Alright, so let's get to harvesting the materials for these, and this is pretty simple. What we're going to do is we're going to want to be a botanist for all of these. And we can get garden beets in Ilmeg, and the rest of the stuff we can get from Kalusia. So I'm just going to show you guys where this one is, because it's like the one that people do most often. But you can do like Dwarven Mithril Files is another good one you can make. Just check the lev quests in the Crystarium and you can see what you can actually make there. So yeah, just around this area here is where we want to harvest our stuff. I appear to be blind. Yeah. So you can see this person's got the same idea. And we have our garden beets. So you can harvest these as much as you want. I'm not gonna actually like do the hardcore harvesting stuff, but you know, you can bountiful harvest. It doesn't really matter if they're high quality or not. The macro I give you isn't gonna matter. So yeah, that's how you get the garden beets. All right, and here we are. We can get our nice upland wheat from this area here. And here we can get our coffee beans. It's that easy. Alright, so let's get to actually making these. What we're going to want to do is make a macro. I have the macro in the description. Shout out to Ash10 for the macro. Ash10 is great, and they make a lot of really awesome crafting videos. I'm going to be using them a lot in Endwalker, so we can go to the macros here and just get ourselves the macro that I linked in the description. We can put it right here. And simply make the coffee biscuits using that macro. Okay. Oops. Once you've crafted the items, it's as simple as turning them into the levmate in Kugane. You can see here, a cookie for your troubles, and it gives you 3,000 gil, but it'll actually give you 6,000, and you can turn it in. It's a triple turn in, so you get quite a bit per like lev allowance. So yeah, the last thing I want to mention about this topic is on the topic of lev allowances. You want to make sure that going into Endwalker, you don't do this too much, because you still want to have 100 lev quest allowances so that you can use those to level up in Endwalker. So don't use all of these, but levs are a good way to make money if you are struggling in the meantime. And yeah, so hopefully these methods of being able to still make money even though the market is terrible right before an expansion are useful. So let's get to the outro of the video. Okay, so this is the outro of the video. I just want to give thanks to everybody who showed support on my last few videos, as well as people who have been coming and checking out my Twitch stream. Yeah, I stream again tonight, just to remind you, so, you know, go and check that out if you are so inclined. And I stream, yeah, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So, yeah, see you guys around. And if you guys have any suggestions on videos that you want before Endwalker, let me know, because I'm kind of not out of ideas, but, you know, let's just say I want to make videos that you guys want to see in the next few weeks before Endwalker. So stay hyped, and I'll see you guys on my next video.